I've seen some doubts in the comments, people questioning the magic of our megaphones. In our video, this will make your exhaust sound amazing. We demonstrated it on the S65 AMG. And yeah, I'll admit, the M72 bi-turbo AMG is not exactly the poster child for an incredible exhaust note. But the difference was there, clear as day, to anyone who heard the V12 sing. But I get it. Some of you might need more convincing. It would be nice if we could prove the haters wrong and demonstrate the difference. Let's say we took a car that already sounds fantastic and push it even further. Show how the car sounds stock, then how the car sounds with respectable non-megaphoned aftermarket system, and then show our megaphoned out system so you could decide for yourself. Well, that's easier said than done. I'm OJ Lopez, owner of Fluid MotorUnion, and while I might have a well-respected service and performance shop, it doesn't really allow me to pour the resources into content creation just for the sake of research and entertainment, which is also why it's important that you guys watching are subscribed and spamming the comments and mashing the gas on that like button. The bigger we get, the more opportunities we will have to do things where we can test and compare our concepts and creations for your viewing pleasure. But as it stands, I'm held to the ebb and flow of what customers bring into the shop. I mean, I'd have to be the luckiest shop owner in the world to have a specific topic I wanted to cover and then just have it roll up into the And would you look at that? We've got a customer request that lines up perfectly in the schedule to test all three of those setups. Let's push our luck and get into it. So here we have our test subject, a Lamborghini Gallardo V10. A beast with a sound that's already pretty impressive straight from the factory. But you're not here for factory, you're here for upgraded. And when it comes to the Gallardo, it's safe to say we know our stuff. The Fluid MotorUnion Gallardo exhaust system has earned quite a reputation over the years, from our iconic fireball photos featured on Top Gear to the many YouTube influencers that have used our system to disturb the peace.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know.
While producing a symphony of F1 sound, other aftermarket producers attempt to imitate. It's no wonder why so many of our customers often purchase our FMU systems the second or third time around after being unsatisfied with other options. We'll dive into why certain design choices like X-pipes and of course our megaphones make such a huge difference. But if you're looking for technical, this isn't the video. So I'd suggest looking at our previous exhaust informationals, and I'll leave the links for them. Let's just say this video is mostly about showing you what we do that makes this infamous V10 sound as good as it looks. All right, so this is where we start. A bone stock Gallardo exhaust. But not just any exhaust, a Superleggera factory spec system. Now, Lamborghini designed this for a certain audience. People who want their Gallardo to scream Italian supercar more than the regular spec. But in a way that's still refined. You know, something you could drive through the neighborhood without making the neighbors hate you and law enforcement write citations. It's got that signature Lamborghini sound, but controlled. There's definitely more potential in this engine, and we're gonna find it. Next up, we've got an aftermarket exhaust. No megaphones, just a straight performance setup. It's louder, it's more aggressive, and it definitely makes babies cry. But here's the thing, it's not quite there. It sounds good and loud, but it's not exotic. It's like the car is shouting in a Palermitano Italian accent and not a Milanese one. The aftermarket system opens things up, frees up flow, and reduces back pressure and gives the car a bit more character. But could we take it even further? Let's move on to our FMU custom-built exhaust. And now for the grand finale, our FMU exhaust featuring our Megaphone technology. If you've been following our channel, you know we're all about getting that perfect sound. Our Megaphones are designed to expand and split the sound pulse, creating a richer, more exotic tone. But it's not just about slapping on a Megaphone and calling it a day. It takes precision, trial and error to get it just right, but it sounds like this. Listen to that. The Megaphones change everything. It's like we took the Italian V10 and gave it a proper stage to perform on. You get that high-pitched wail at the top end. With the depth and cleanliness that just wasn't there before. This is what a Lamborghini should sound like. Pure, unfiltered emotion. So this aftermarket system is a well-known exhaust from one of our early competitors way back in 2010. And for purposes of anonymity, I won't say the brand, although I'm pretty sure they're not around anymore. Now, you'll notice a few things. The design is very similar in how they swoop around, but one of the things that we learned very on, and being this was one of the first exhausts on the market, was this doesn't follow my 1 inch per 100 horsepower rule. In fact, it's right there, 2.25. And although that's fine for flow and supporting the horsepower, we are able to find that by bumping up to 2.5, and then on even some of the more powerful cars, 3 inch, not only were we able to get a better performance output, but also a better tone. The other thing that I really didn't like that we experimented on quite a bit was this sort of X-pipe design. Now, you can see here how the X-pipe is a U, and while that's fine, it starts to bend the air before it splits to go down to where it needs to exit. Now, what we found is that by not having these bisect the middle line, the center line of the pipe, the sound quality would end up sounding pretty raspy, unclean. And again, we played around with doing balance tube like these because everyone had them. And although they do cancel out frequencies, drone, and things along those lines, the total tone always ended up being very rough and just not very smooth and clean. So all of our experience over the past 10 years have gone into perfecting this particular system. And this is why to this day, our FMU system is known as one of the better, more exotic sounding exhaust systems for the Gallardo. What makes our system different? Well, it might sound rudimentary, but it's all about exhaust flow and sound waves. When you get the Megaphone in the right spot, you split the pulse in a way that amplifies the higher frequencies while drowning out the lows. It gives the exhaust more texture and more layers. And when you pair it with the Smooth Merge X, you can create a symphony of sound. But like I said, it takes trial and error. You can't just throw the parts together and hope it works. This system, we first built back for the Gallardo in 2009. And honestly, back then, we kind of stumbled onto the formula and we hadn't figured out why it worked. It would take us 10 more years of trying these tricks on not only this car, but countless others to really understand the changes we were making. There's a method to our madness, and that's what sets our custom builds apart. We're not just looking for loud, we're looking for the right kind of loud. Let's take a final listen to all three setups side by side. Stock, aftermarket, and FMU custom. You tell me, can you hear the difference? And there you have it, the ultimate Lamborghini Gallardo exhaust comparison. We took what was already great and made it even better with the help of our signature FMU megaphones. If you like what you heard, you know what to do. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on more builds like this. The more you engage, the more we can do these crazy comparisons. But for today, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.